A computer crashed.
Oh.
Huh. And but to people that don't know what it's like to be an extra, what is it like to be an extra? What is the process of becoming an extra?
It's pretty easy, actually. It used to be, because for a while they were filming so many movies here that they were looking for a ton of people. So normally you just go, casting agencies have like open calls, you can go down there, or they'll call you for specific things if they're looking for somebody specific. So it's actually very long and tedious, and it's a hugely long day, and it's not that much fun. But you know, I enjoy it because I like watching the movies being made. I don't, you know, I'm not really in it for the glamour of standing in the crowd of like 300 people. But for me, it's really interesting to just see people work and create something. So I just like to watch that, and that's the best, you know, upfront seat to watch movies being made.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you're in the moment.
Yeah. You
know what the movie's about before anyone else.
Yeah, and it's really kind of interesting because then when you see the movie, you're like, oh, but they did this first or that, because you know they don't really film it sequentially.
Oh yeah, so like when you watch it, the order is completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a scene in The Edge of Darkness too, that Mel Gibson film a couple years ago. Yeah. And it was like the end of the movie, but they filmed it sort of first. So I'm like, oh no, I don't even want to see the movie because I know how it ends.
Yeah.
No good, but.
So is there anything else coming extra-wise for you in the future?
No, I don't really do much of that anymore. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty busy with comedy. So, and I'm just trying to focus on that.
And talking about comedy, where are some of the places that you would like to perform that you haven't been to yet?
Oh. I don't know, Letterman.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, when I started, my whole goal was actually to do one set at the Comedy Studio. And then I figured I'd be, you know, have it out of my system. But I don't really know, you know, I just really enjoy doing it. And so I just keep doing it, and more opportunities have opened themselves. I actually, a few months ago, I was in the preliminary round of the Laughing Skulls festival out in Austin, Texas. So that was pretty cool. So that was at Cap City, which is a really big, it's a pretty nice comedy club. So that was a great experience and opportunity to sort of be out of state and see what a different comedy scene is like, and to work with some people who were just amazingly funny. So that was great.
And when you were at the Laughing Skulls in Austin, Texas, did you, is this something you got invited to, or did you go down there and audition or something?
Well, you submitted yourself online. You send them a video, and they picked people. They were running that, I think, in like 29 cities, so they had like 10 people in every city. So there were a lot of comics in this preliminary round. So, yeah, so essentially, you know, you had to petition for a spot there.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah.
And that, how many comedians performed down there?
10. There were 10 on that show, and then 2 moved on.
Yeah. And this is something that they taped and had on TV? Or?
No, I don't think that they taped it. You know, it was just a great experience. It was amazing. So they have their major festival. I think it's in April.
Oh, that's
down
very
in
good.
Atlanta.
And did you go down to Texas before, or was that your first time?
No, that was the first time I'd ever been to Texas, I think. And it was really disappointing. I thought there'd be like cowboys and everything, but Austin is like a hipster town. So there were just hipsters. Very disappointing.
So you threw in the towel and said, I'm never coming back.
No more Texas for me. Couldn't even get a steak. And I heard Austin, Texas is the skinniest town in America. People are in the best shape and the most fit, which was also depressing and very sad. So I definitely will not go back to Texas.
So that part is true?
That part is true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that part is true. They do everything outside there. They have so many like trails and hiking places and walking places and running places and bikes. So it was really just disgusting how active and fit the people are there. So disgusting.
So if you talk to Julie Kitayama, do not bring up Austin, Texas.
That's right.
And do not bring up King of the Hill.
Yeah, that, I just, I don't like it. Just evokes violence in me, and, you know, I'm trying to be polite because this is your television show.
Who's your least favorite character?
I don't even watch the
Yeah.
show. I've seen it like twice. It's
Yeah.
just, it's so like crass and rude. And it's,
Well, it's Texas too, so
yeah. And it's, you know, a little on the raciest side.
I think they combined it, if that's even a word. I don't think it is. But I
Combined is a word.
Yeah. I said combined it, though.
Oh. I meant combined it with something else.
I think they collaborated. That's more sophisticated.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's a better word.
I think they conjointed.
That's probably not a word. You're talking about twins.
Yeah, twins. They took two towns and they put them together and they got Arlen, Texas.
Oh, really?
So that's not a real place.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's a cartoon.
It is. But
Yeah.
sometimes I like to make believe it's real.
I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big cartoon. I don't like adult cartoons.
Yeah.
Or cartoons that are made for adults. I don't know why. I can't get them to really like
What
stick.
do you watch?
I like good sitcoms.
Yeah.
I can't really think of too many. Oh, I like Modern Family. I've been watching that this year. That's a good one. I like The New Adventures of the Old Christine, but
Yeah.
it hasn't been on again this year, so I don't know whether that got renewed or not. I think that's really funny. I like The Big Bang Theory. That's funny.
Oh, that's a great show. That's
Yeah.
really funny.
That's probably my favorite show these days, although Modern Family is very funny. So, yeah, I like sitcoms.
We were watching that a few months ago, and my brother's in the computer industry now in Concord, and I said, Brian, is that going to be you someday?
Might be.
Computer guy, yeah. And so if we can dive into comedy more, tell me a little bit about your set. You talk about more realistic stuff. The next time you go on stage, how do you prepare yourself to go on, and what are the different mannerisms you have?
I don't know. I don't, you know, I get a sense now of, you know, what my set's going to be. I have a standard sort of opener and a closer, and I sort of vary what's in the middle based on what kind of crowd there is or where I am to see what they'll like. I have this joke about going to Disney World that works better with like older people or couples or people with kids, and so I only do that when there's older people there. But so I don't really do that much preparation until I get there to sort of figure out who's
like what kind of crowd you have, and you can
and
pull
what
from
joke might work better. So I try to do that.
So what do you do for like the younger crowd?
Anything dirty. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any dirty jokes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I try not to swear or do too many dirty jokes. But for younger people, I do more of my dating jokes, and you know, they appreciate that a little bit more. I did a high school once. Yeah. And you know, it was fun because I could kind of talk to them because it was actually the high school that I went to.
Oh, okay.
So
Arlington High.
I went to Arlington Catholic, actually.
Arlington Catholic. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Disturbing. You know, some of my material's more for like, you know, older people or more grown-ups than high school, but that actually went pretty well. But I had a lot of fun with that audience.
That's
I
good.
think my material, you know, it's not necessarily age specific. You know, it's sort of experiential, so people can either relate to having something like that happen to them or not.
Now, I have a few segments that I've created over the past year, and one of the newest ones is called Alphabet Soup, where you can pick any letter you want. Actually, maybe, I don't know, maybe you can pick them? Yeah, I said you can pick them, so pick a letter, and then say like 3 different words and describe something about those words that has happened in your life.
It would be better if you picked the letter.
That's what I was just thinking. It's like, wait a minute, I'm giving her too much.
That's a lot of pressure. And now I'm thinking about things and then letters. Why don't you pick a letter?
Okay.
And then I'll try to accommodate.
So R.
So pick 3 words. Say that again. What do you want me to do?
3 words that start with R that have something to tell the story of Julia Kitayama's life, something that has happened in your life.
Okay. I took a road trip
Yep.
once. I flew out to Wyoming and drove back here to Boston. That was fun. So there's R.
How long did it take to drive back?
It only took us a week.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was fun. We were in kind of a hurry. But it was nice to sort of drive through. We stopped in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, saw Graceland. Stayed in the Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our
So our number 2.
our number 2. Wow, I know, this is a lot of pressure. R, you know, and it's such a common letter.
Eureka. Wait, that starts with
No,
an E.
that's right.
Radio? Do you have anything with that? Any fun stories?
Oh, okay, yeah. I was on Chris Earl's radio show.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun in December. It was like December 1st, actually. And we played Christmas carols. And he played racist Christmas carols. Also in our letter. Yeah. There we go. I just capped it all off.
So you just finished it.
Yeah.
That's a good night, everybody.
That's right. Yeah, he played racist Christmas carols on the radio.
For Christmas.
Yeah, and he actually didn't realize that they were a little bit, they weren't necessarily racist, but they were dated. They were sort of from the 50s, and there were some references that aren't as politically correct as Christmas carols are today. So,
oh, wow,
but that was a lot of fun.
Now we have a few minutes left. You have a Facebook account.
I do.
And do you have your comedy schedule on there? Or
I do. I actually have a group on Facebook that you could join if you like.
I will.
It's called Julie K's Comedy Escapades. And I have my schedule and everything on there.
And do you know the URL to that at all?
No, but if you're on Facebook, you can just look up Julie K's
Escapades.
Comedy Escapades.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, definitely. What shows do you have coming up real quick so you can publicize that?
Next Wednesday, I'm doing a show for the Women in Comedy Festival that's happening here in Boston that Maria Ciampa runs. And I'll be at the studio again in a couple of weeks. And I think in 2 Saturdays, I'm actually at the Comedy Studio doing their Asian Cultural Center benefit, which is always a great show. That's a great cause and a great show that they run. So that's pretty much it for this month.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And it went by so fast.
It did. It flew by.
Yeah, we could have like Mike Shipka come in as an extra.
Yeah, that's right. You could just walk back and forth in the background.
And maybe talk to someone without
without
like
any
lipping.
noise, right.
But Julie Kitayama, everybody. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Comedy Corner is the best show that I know.